want to share a story that we're working on right now on a new content. It's called a conservation program. My family and I always around Christmas start to look for things we are very interested in, and watching any natural TV shows that have animals on and stuff like that. It prompts us to look into things. Conservation program was established by someone brilliant, whoever it was, and the zoos, we visited two of them, are making beads, a bracelet that goes around, and on the bracelet you'll see this tiny little stone figure of the animal. And what you do is you pay for these, and they're different colored stones, and they range around $10 to $25. We bought some online. We also bought some that basically came from Hallmark, and we bought them as gifts. And then we also bought some Christmas presents that we got. We got a great deal online. I can't remember if it was Amazon or what, but we bought 50 of them. And what was interesting was each one of them represented an animal that it was either endangered or going extinct or having problems surviving out in our environment. With the changes, the climate changes and stuff like this, it affects a lot of our animals, and a lot of them can't get food, they can't get nutrition, they can't get what they need to survive. So what they're forced to do is to go searching places to basically look for food and stuff like that. A lot of times, I'm looking at the polar bears alone. The polar bears, they're running out of ice up in the Arctic and some of those places, and some of the polar bears are actually coming closer into town. We had a place not too far from the United States where Kodiak bears would come down into this city because they had no food. They had no food for their animals, and they basically were looking for food to eat. And obviously, you don't want to hang around polar bears and Kodiak bears and grizzly bears, because they are dangerous to humans. But the thing is, we have to learn to save them. We need to learn to work together to survive, to help them survive. This conservation program, like I said, the jewelry runs about $10 to $25. They come in all different colors. No specific color is initiating one animal. Now, the ones that we were able to purchase, which I think is kind of good, because my youngest daughter likes to track them. So she goes on her computer and she tracks the distance they went. Some of them don't go very far, but some travel quite a ways. Now, the first one we ran into was the whale shark. The whale shark, we adopted a Teluk, Teluk, and Teluk basically is our whale shark. So we started to track him and see the distance that he basically would go. Then the next one we bought was called Mettles, Mettles, and it's a manatee. And again, we started to track Mettles. The next one we adopted was a seal, and the seal's name, it's a kind of odd name, XO with the little squiggly line over the O, Chitl. Then our next one was Hammerhead Shark, and it was named Kai, Kai. We adopted a sea turtle, and the sea turtle didn't travel as far as he should, but like I said, Henrietta went quite a ways and we tracked her. Now, one thing we saw interesting, we actually adopted two polar bears. One was Nova and one was Hopin. And what was neat about Hopin, share the hope. We basically bought one because it reminded us of our YouTube channel on Hope. Then we adopted two penguins. One is named Waterfront and one is named Braveheart. Nice names. They go along with these animals very well. And like I said, my daughter tracks each one of them. Each week she tracks them new. We did get one lioness. Her name is Sahara, Sarara. We got two gorillas, one silverback male, Teta, Teta, and the female Sega Sarah, Segasira. Now, my oldest daughter adopted a giraffe. Her name is Eilan, Eilan. We adopted one elephant, Nazuli. We adopted a dolphin, Sam. Now, I want to get to my animal that I adopted. You probably saw a picture of my animal on the front of the thumbnail. I adopted Sarah, Sarah. She's a sloth. We tracked her. She don't move very fast, let me tell you. Very slow. But what happened, she lost her tracking, her tracking camera. And what was so nice about these companies, they contacted me and said, we have no trace of Sarah. So they gave me another sloth, and her name is Esmeralda. Well, on the front of this live is a picture of my Esmeralda, and she's a cutie. She's one that I'm going to keep forever and ever. We're going to track her as far as she'll go and see what happens. Now, my youngest daughter, she actually adopted a red wolf. Now, if you know anything about red wolves, they are actually endangered and it may go into extinction because there's not many left. And they told her they couldn't even give red wolf a name because they were so worried about poachers tracking and killing her. Because, with only so many left on this earth, they wanted to protect them. So her name is 2323M. I think that's a male's name, 2323M. So that's one thing that's good. Some things you got to realize with poachers, and there are many poachers. I don't know why they do this, but for some reason they get attracted to an animal, and they'll go into like an elephant herd, and they will take the tusk off the elephant, and they don't realize that tusk took forever to grow. And they chop them off, and they take hands or the footprints. They cut their legs off and keep that as a souvenir. Like I said, climate changes. They cut off their heads, the fur. They're endangered, and unless we start to stick together and work together to try to save these animals, they're not going to exist anymore. It's sad to take your young kids to the zoo and have them see these animals fenced in because they can't roam free anymore because of problems that do occur out there. So, like I said, it's a way of getting your whole family, including young ones, involved in tracking and keeping an eye on those animals and seeing the progress that they have. Why should we be so conservative? And conservation should be important to anyone. Why destroy something that was put on this earth by God, and it's now gone? And like I said, they don't care. I mean, we had an incident one time at Yellowstone. They decided to just go into Yellowstone, these poachers, and they opened fire on bison or buffalo. And they killed several of them before they could get the poachers stopped. And they had no permits to go into Yellowstone, but they took it upon themselves to shoot at these animals. And these animals are left free so that people can see. So it's a sad thing to have to go through because, like I said, we go up to African safari once in a while up by Sandusky, and you actually can see these animals. You drive your car right in the middle of some of these animals, and some of these are longhorns. They're big animals, and I want to tell you something. That is an experience beyond belief. And I thought to myself when I went this summer, I thought, wow. I was fortunate enough to see these animals. And we got to feed some animals like giraffes and stuff, some of their vegetation. And that was kind of neat. And I know the zoos are forming ways of letting people feed the animals so that you can see them. So, like I said, it's got to be more than just us. We all have to. Like I said, if you want to donate to something like this conservation thing, it might be a good thing to think about, because I'll be honest, all the money that they collect for this jewelry goes into watching that particular animal thrive in the world. So organizations like that can always use help. And I'll be honest, it's the best thing that my family could have ever got into. We're going to try to track for quite a few years to see how far our animals will go. Like I said, you got to get involved. We all have to be a part of it. We got to make a difference. Don't forget to put thumbs up if you like this story. Also, if you have any comments down below, please feel free. We're open to any comments that you have to talk about these animals and the conservation methods and program of this. Also, I don't want to be nosy or busy. I really want to thank all of you for looking into my channel and subscribing to my channel. I need more. Please give me more. I want more people so we can get our true meaning of hope out and tell people that we do care and we will always continue to care. That's why we were put on this earth, to help other people. So we're there for a reason. So if you have any questions.
Thanks, some of them did subscribe when they went on this live. So
oh, okay. I want to thank those that did subscribe and went on this live to see, because that makes me feel very happy. I got my word out right, and I really appreciate it. I want to hit all over the world, and I'm not sure who all I do, but like I said, my son helps me with this, and I really, truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank you for becoming a part of my Share the Hope. And don't forget, keep that smile brimming across that face. People need to see that. Bada bing!